Welcome to episode 1200 of Hard Factor. What is up with my picture on the stream?
I don't know. I thought
Are you frozen?
You guys?
Yeah, it's.
I think you're frozen.
Freezing for
Frozen
you
in
guys
the
too.
yell.
Well, trying out a new capture card, looking like it's maybe a little bit rough.
Yeah.
For the YouTube.
What a spot to freeze.
Viewers. But hey, it's like updating every 10 seconds or so. Welcome to episode 1200 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. Mark, as a big buildup of Nazi and other news that leads to a sweet finish, a sweet release.
You damn right.
The cream of the crop in today's cup of coffee in the big time.
You damn right. Yeah.
Sweet release.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna go ahead and switch this video card out after I announce what's on the show today.
Yep.
I've got alien technology on Earth on deck, which is pretty big news. I would say.
Ooh.
Alien tech.
That is big
on Earth.
news.
Huge news.
Pretty huge.
That's huge news.
They gave us the
Gigantic.
microwave, right?
Did they?
I think that.
According to
I think that's
Coneheads.
why they're. I think that's why they're jamming me up. They're jamming.
Yeah,
up
they don't
my
want. They don't want
signal.
you to release the data here.
My signal has been jammed, guys. But I'm going to fix that, and we're going to get to that on deck. And then Wes has a new tourist attraction in Italy that's causing quite a stir to close this one out.
Yeah, you could say that. It's causing quite a stir.
What do those wops do now? I'm Italian. I can say.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'm Italian.
Yeah, you were born into the jokes.
Yeah.
I'm also quarter Italian, so if I laugh at it, it's okay.
There you go.
That's right. So I can make Asian jokes.
That's right.
Because I made one.
There you go.
Yeah. It's causing
Sorry,
quite
you guys
a stir.
can't see, but I'm fixing the thing.
We could tell
Good.
by that laughter you turned around. Yeah.
Mhm.
And this says it's all that shit talk about Patson and a big fudge got you. Nice.
Yeah.
Good one, Big Fudge, but I'll have the last laugh when I'm back in 2 seconds.
That's right.
Well, do you want to wait for Will, Mark? You just want to, how you doing? What's going on in your life?
Oh, I'm doing good. Just wrapping up this cold. It's been a real man cold. It's been a real killer for men, the cold. So I'm getting better. My voice is getting a little bit better. Yeah, doing good. How about you?
Great. Yeah. Sister's in town for a few
Nice.
days. She went to some place called Susie Cakes today without me, with my girlfriend, which was
That
really,
sounds
really
like a dessert
upsetting.
place. Yeah.
It is. It's apparently the best cakes in town. And they were like, "We're going to Susie Cakes," and I was like, "Oh, that's great. You're
Did
going
they
without
bring
me."
you home anything?
They asked me if I wanted something, and I named like 4 things. So we'll see what happens.
Oh man,
but apparently it's like they're like the best cakes in the world. So
Wow.
I didn't know about them.
Ooh, Susie
Susie
cakes.
Cakes. Susie Cakes.
Susie Q.
Susie cakes.
Where are you, Susie Cakes?
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Well,
he's back.
I have a temporary camera right now.
Look at that angle.
one.
I like that.
Look at that angle.
like
That's
that
fresh.
angle.
That's just the webcam. That's just the classic.
There you go.
Parts of the
Got a
room
few
we've
different
never
angles
seen.
over here.
Yeah.
I might just do the show from this one today. We'll see.
Yeah, I say do. Yeah.
Luckily, I'm recording a backup version on the Canon, so we're good.
Will was a Boy Scout. What is it they say? Always be prepared.
Always be prepared. I have a weird amount of cameras.
Except for if
in
a
here.
Scoutmaster comes on to you. There's no
Well, actually, I'm prepared if a
preparation.
Scoutmaster comes on to me because I have like 15 different camera angles in this room.
that's true.
So I am protected.
We'll get him in court.
from
We'll get him in
the
court.
Scoutmaster. Yeah, in court, at least.
You guys want to do the news?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
What?
Time for jokes of the day or fun facts today because the cream of the crop is thick. Look, he's back to his original angle. Look at that. Well done. First up, let's dig into this psychopath. Let me pull him up right here. From Texas that shot and killed five of his neighbors this weekend. The FBI released images of him because they desperately need help catching this lunatic and have no leads. He's on the run. So let's rewind a little bit. Because I don't think we covered it yesterday. A dickless man, the guy we just showed an image of, but won't mention his name because he's not worth a mention, was drunkenly shooting his gun in his yard Saturday night in a rural town, Cleveland, Texas.
Well, it's kind of close to Houston. It's a Houston.
Yeah,
suburb.
it's near Houston for sure. Wilson Garcia is the Dickless guy's neighbor, and Wilson and a few of his other neighbors kind of like approached him and like, hey, Dickless, can you stop shooting a gun in the yard? It's loud and it's late. I've got an infant in the house trying to sleep, and it's impossible to sleep when you're shooting a gun next door in the yard. Please stop shooting. They said they were polite and everything, but Dickless did not like that, and he yelled at them, "Hey, this is my yard, and the Second Amendment says I can shoot my gun whenever I want, so fuck off," or something along those lines. Okay, weird, but that should be the end of it at least, right? There's just gonna be a lot of noise. Wrong, because 10 minutes or so later, Dickless was still so mad that he got asked to stop shooting his gun that he loaded up his AR-15, charged Garcia's house. He then shot and killed 5 of the 10 members of Garcia's household, including a 9-year-old, all with headshots.
Right. That was so weird, right?
Weird
It was like execution style.
Right. He aimed.
Yes. Wasn't it also because he was just walking up to the people because they were trying to shield kids?
They were shielding kids for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they were just easy prey because they were scared shitless.
Yeah, and he shot him in the head.
Yeah, yeah.
What a psychopath. I mean,
yeah.
They have him, right? I mean, this guy's been detained.
No. As of a couple hours ago, they had no leads.
Holy shit!
Maybe Eric can follow up on that. Garcia it's bad. Garcia, the neighbor, recounted the event, saying he saw the Dickless neighbor load the gun and charge his household. And he told his wife to take cover. He's like, "We got to take cover," and she said, "He's not going to shoot me. I'm a woman." She was the first to be shot in the head in the house. Garcia's wife, Sonia Guzman. His 9-year-old son, Daniel Enrique Lasso, 21-year-old Diana Velasquez Alvarado, 31-year-old Julissa Molina Rivera, and 18-year-old Jonathan Caceres were all shot above the neck and killed. And like Wes said, the 4 adults, or the 3 or 4 adults, were shielding children who luckily lived, but their parents all died. Dickless then fled in his car. He was seen, quote, guzzling alcohol earlier in the night. So he was just fucking hammered, shooting his gun, and then he got told to stop, and he killed a bunch of people, and he's still on the run. To make matters worse, Garcia claims he called 911 5 to 10 times prior to the massacre, up to 20 minutes beforehand, yet no police arrived.
No. Damn. That's bad.
Fucked up.
The police responded that they had 700 miles to cover and they can't be everywhere. I guess they didn't take it seriously enough. As of Sunday, the FBI special agent in charge, James Smith, said, "I can tell you right now, we have 0 leads."
That's great news to hear from the FBI agent in charge, James Smith.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not a lot of fun. It's just the biggest story out there. Not a lot of fun on that one.
Yeah. It's not fun, but it's also a catch-22 for the people on the right here, because one, AR-15 involved, gun rights, but 2, this guy was apparently deported 4 times prior to this. So he's, probably not supposed to be in this country, but yet he was exercising his Second Amendment right by killing people with an AR-15.
No, it's 100%. I think they're going to go with the illegal immigration one on that one. I believe they'll say he should have never been here.
Right.
For the right side.
But then
they didn't disagree with his Second Amendment claim before he went on a mass shooting rampage. But I think at the end of the day, they would say probably should have been deported and not.
Right. Which side they're gonna go after? The illegals or
5 people? 5 people were killed and a kid.
It's terrible.
It's bad, and he's on the run, so let's capture that guy soon, huh? All right, now before we get into the next one, let's just finish with the bad news. I'm going to rattle off a quick list of major headlines. Go ahead.
Real quick, Eric producer Eric gave us the update on the finding the manhunt. No, $80,000 reward for illegal immigrant turned fugitive. That's out in Cleveland, Texas, and then the manhunt is underway. Cops are going door to door.
Yeah, he probably is hot. Yeah. Oof. Ugh, God. Okay. Before we get into the next one, let's just finish with the bad news and rattle off a quick list of major headlines so you're aware in case you weren't aware. It's big news, so we'll just talk about the headlines real quick. Russia bombed the shit out of Ukraine on Monday in a second pre-dawn missile strike in the past 3 days. Lots of civilian homes were destroyed. A bunch of people were injured, probably some dead. JPMorgan Chase bought bankrupt bank First Republic, so you're now a Chase member if you were with them. Don't get an auto loan with Chase. They will hound you over $50 worth of property tax on a leased car you haven't had for years, or so I hear. There was a big dust storm on an Illinois highway that caused an 80-car accident, killing at least 6 people as of this recording. That's awful. And lastly, The Met Gala took place Monday, and people dressed like absolute lunatics per usual. The theme this year was once again obnoxiousness.
Was that a drape? What was that?
Yeah.
You showed a person wearing like a Big
Rihanna-
Bird dress.
Rihanna
What is
wearing
that?
a 50-foot
Yeah, it's like a
dress.
drape from a castle. Yeah.
And this is Billy Porter wearing a bumblebee thing. I don't know what that is. So those are the news that we're not going to discuss because who cares? But
Dude,
we can, but we don't want to get into them right now.
The bank is hilarious, man. It's like they made so much money from acquiring another bank with the government's help. So like the government basically added First Republic to JPMorgan and paid for it all. It's amazing.
I have so many accounts with JPMorgan. They're hounding me over like a $47 2017 property.
But they just got First Republic added to their portfolio for free, basically, by the federal government.
I don't want to talk about them. But we don't want to really talk about those in details. So let's move on to Nazis versus Satanists. Do you remember how I mentioned a month or more ago that Satanists from the Satanic Temple were putting on SatanCon in Boston, Massachusetts, the largest ever gathering of Satanists, and the location was chosen out of spite because that stupid Boston mayor Michelle Wu snubbed them from hosting a smaller event or something like that.
That's right, SatanCon.
Yeah. SatanCon. Well, they did it this weekend. SatanCon was a sold-out 3-day event at the Marriott Copley place this past weekend.
Imagine just staying there and not knowing what's going on.
Remember
when we work at the Wyndham and all of a sudden we'd see like just a bunch of weirdos. We're like, what the hell is going on? Like, oh, it's like the Jimmy Buffett, people convention here, or
they never said it was SatanCon.
Yeah.
I hope it was like home. Well, what time of year is it? May. I hope it was some kind of like parents' weekend somewhere.
There was definitely there's a news clip I'm not going to play you. There's a 3-minute local news clip I'm not going to play you that the only really funny parts were they interviewed a few people participating in SatanCon, and then they interviewed a few people just staying at the hotel that were at other events. And they're like, they were kind of friendly, but I'm happy to go home.
You booked your wedding there?
Yeah.
Looks like we have some mass holes in the chat saying we got some of this pronunciation wrong. Copley.
Oh, okay, cool. Copley. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Massachusetts.
How'd your Bruins go?
We
Best regular season of all time.
Okay, they were just saying don't bring up the Bruins.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, I didn't read any of the comments.
That's a sore spot.
Oops. Copley. Who cares? Lost in the first round. That's embarrassing. So
best regular season ever, though.
It sure was. Hell of a regular season. One of the biggest news stories to come out so far from the events at SatanCon were Satanists versus neo-Nazis, as hundreds of members of the white nationalist group Patriot Front showed up on Saturday to protest SatanCon.
Wait, so why are the neo-Nazis against satanics?
Because they're for whites, they're for God. They're for God, but they're for whites only, but they're for God.
For white God, yeah.
White God, big time. Big time God.
Yeah, but isn't God like a loving entity for the most?
Look,
New Testament or whatever.
Don't look too far into Nazis being into God, because a lot of good people are into God too. Okay. They're just so you got neo-Nazis into God, Satanists into Satan on the other side. It's a real mess.
A lot of hateful stuff in the Bible, let's be honest.
So one side believes that God loves only white people and wants everybody else to be eternally damned. The other side believes that everybody should be eternally damned because God is terrible.
Wants orgies and such. So Patriot Front, the neo-Nazi group, is an American white nationalist and neo-fascist hate group. They were part of a larger movement that split off after the Vanguard America. It split off after the Unite the Right rally in 2017. Patriot Front stayed, and people hate them. In fact, they were all arrested in July of last year in like Iowa or somewhere for starting a riot. Like 40 of them got arrested. And the people of Boston, it seems, were even more upset that the fascist neo-Nazi group was there than the Satanists. Here's a clip of how
they Satanists are pussies. The Satanists are pussies.
Yeah, they're harmless.
They're harmless.
They're harmless. They're just they put a curse on you or something. But
it's more of like a creepy
they're nerds. Exactly.
Right.
They're like Marilyn Manson fans versus.
They're basically nerds.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Here's how the
Patriot
Front got greeted on the subway.
Everybody say hi to Rod Weber.
It's exposing him.
Say hi to Rod Weber.
They're
These
wearing
are the neo-Nazis?
You see? This
All
look at
white
look at
face
these
masks.
bitches covering their faces, these motherfuckers. Because they're afraid of showing their face. They cannot show their face because they will be shamed publicly.
You look at Rod Weber. He knew one of the guys.
How do you know? How do you know Rod Weber?
Because he was like a guy that he always goes after this group. He's like, yeah.
oh yeah, he's like documenting their bullshit.
Yeah. The Patriot Front also got booed in the streets as well. So, largest Satanist rally of all time gets worse somehow when it's crashed by neo-Nazi group.
Neo-Nazis.
Classic.
Neo-Nazis, those white face masks they were wearing, very creepy. That's definitely like the new KKK look right there. The white face mask. That's one of the creepiest looks I've seen in a while.
Yeah, for sure. It's aggressive.
If you see a group of all white dudes wearing a bunch of white face masks, just get the fuck out of there. That's
What are you guys
that's
doing?
a
And they're
bad-
all in khakis. Every single one of them's in khakis.
Yeah, that's polos.
Polos and khakis and the aggressive white
creepy.
mask. Yeah. The Hollywood writers' strike went into effect Monday at midnight, unless a resolution was made in the 11th hour. Eric, if you can check on that as well, it was not looking good as of a couple hours ago. What that means is over 20,000 writers will not be working, and starting immediately, like most talk shows and all late night talk shows will be not on. Like Seth Meyers already told his audience, he's like, we're not going to be on. I stand with the writers, and we're not going to do a shitty show without any writers, and I'm not writing it. And he's like, I was a writer, I'm still a writer, and I was in the strike in 2007. I was at SNL, and everyone stopped for 100 days. In 2007, nothing was written. So if that's the last strike, that's kind of maybe what we're looking at.
Well, good news for Hard Factor listeners. You can always just refer your friends who need more content to us.
We're not going on strike because we pay ourselves. Also, it means any fall shows will likely be delayed. So it's sports, reality TV, and Hard Factor for you the next couple months.
In all fairness, if I was ever in a position to go on a strike, I would be the first one. To go on
dude,
strike.
being
I don't blame
unionized,
them.
Yeah,
I don't blame them. The main reason, and here's why.
That'd be frontline strike.
Oh, I don't blame them. The main reason for the strike, absolutely. These guys
have like a box of hoagies with them.
Oh, yeah.
Lawn chair.
Days off strike. What is this? A days off? Yeah.
You'd be asking for it.
I'm in. Yeah.
Are we?
I'd be planting the seed.
You guys hear about? Yeah, you guys hear about the strike?
We're going on the strike, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I just got a carton of Dunhills
outrageous.
yesterday. This is perfect.
You're always incepting strike on people.
I love strikes.
Yeah, exactly. Just you're always showing emojis of actual strikes, like just in bowling, just getting the word strike in people's head.
Yeah.
The main reason for the strike is writers' rates have gone to shit since the major shift from cable to streaming for whatever reason. I guess like the whatever cable gets those whatever they're called royalties when they play over and over again, residuals and shit like that. It's just a different format. So the people that create the shows are able to pay the writers a lot less in streaming, and that means that people that have been used to, like veterans that have been used to really high pay, are getting minimum writing pay, SAG pay now in a lot of series shows. And then you add AI onto it. Yeah. And what that has done is caused the studios to fire a lot of writers, layoffs. So you've got this shift to streaming and now AI, and it's a double fuck you to writers, and they're getting paid absolute dick if they're getting a job. They're FUBAR.
It's fucked up.
FUBAR.
Fucked up.
Yeah. So
writers are the most important part of, in my opinion, of like a film or something. I mean, they are the most important.
We write our shows every day, and we have always been comedic writers. That's one of the things we've done for a long time. So I get it. Not happy for them. And look,
but it's not just comedic writers, man. It's everybody.
Everyone.
AI, I think, like the switch to streaming, obviously that was not favorable for them for money, like you said, Mark. But look at what IBM said right before we started recording this. IBM CEO said, we'll pause hiring for roles that AI could do, and this could replace 7,800 jobs just at IBM.
No, for sure. I wasn't saying it's just comedic writing. I was just saying because we're used to comedic writing. But yeah, it's all
right. No,
this is AI striking again. AI taking jobs once again.
It's a job problem across the board. Yeah.
Never forget, Joe Rogan had a full segment of an April show early in April done in AI, and after he saw the results, he tweeted out, "Buckle up, kids. It's going to get very slippery out there," because he was so impressed by it was him and a host.
The impersonation of him by the AI.
And it was just him in AI. And he's like, this is as good as my show. So not good.
I was talking to Cam on the way home from school, and I was like, dude, I just straight up said, I was like, dude, I feel so sorry for you with this AI stuff. And he's like, even he at like 13 is like, I know, when are they gonna stop? I'm like, they're not gonna stop. He's like, it's insane, they're still going. I'm like, yeah.
Nope. At this point, the AI is in charge. Yeah.
I saw that the godfather of AI like retired and said he regretted his life's work. I mean, it was Daily Loud
thanks.
said that, but...
Oh, thanks, Godfather. Yeah, great.
Also, producer Eric says that they're still talking and they might resolve the strike, but maybe not.
Well, they're gonna have to pay them their monies, give them promises they won't hire AI.
Not looking good.
Stuff like that.
AI is really looking strong. It basically is what.
It's gonna get slippery. And speaking of slippery,
the cream of the crop.
Today's top story is very slippery. The Los Angeles Philharmonic Orchestra's performance on Friday. They were performing Tchaikovsky's Fifth. Now, I'm not a huge opera or orchestra guy, although I do enjoy classical music every now and then, right? Like who doesn't? But I'm told, basically, by 1990 rom-com sensation, actual just great movie, Pretty Woman, that Richard Gere said people's first reactions the first time they go to an opera, they experience it, are very dramatic. People love it or they hate it. If they love it, they will always love it. If they don't, they may learn to appreciate it, but it will never become a part of their soul, right? And so, as you can see here, even that common street whore, Vivian Ward, had a dramatic emotional reaction to her first live viewing. And this is where Richard Gere looks over and sees maybe she's more than a whore. You can see gears turning. Yeah. Great film.
He was going to fuck her anyway, but
he was. Well, he's going to, but now he's like, maybe I can bring her out to the boys. Yeah.
Wow.
Bring her out to society.
Wow.
Yeah. But I only tell
this prostitute.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look at this prostitute
the high life.
with emotions.
She's human.
Yeah. She's like actual person. But I only tell you that to tell you this. It must have been one woman in the audience at the LA Philharmonic show's first time, because she had quite the reaction. A woman in the audience had, quote, an intense full body orgasm that halted the show. Now, you might want to put headphones on if you're in a private place for the rest of this segment, because we're going to hear orgasms. Let's take a listen. Okay. Here it is.
Strong one.
Is she getting finger banged or what?
Right. Good question.
Is she getting fucked up there? Jesus.
No, I'm kidding. That was a porno. That was a porno. This is the real one. This is the real one. This is the real one. This is real one. You can hear it. I'm just kidding. That's Krista Hall getting railed. Now,
I thought it sounded familiar.
Yeah, she's in the cowgirl boots. Good Look, God. I'm just kidding, but this is actual audio they have, and it is pretty good. Now it's going to be on a loop of twice, so every 5 seconds you're going to hear it quickly. Don't worry, then you'll know when you're going to hear it again. So this is the actual audio for real this time. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. Pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good at orgasm. It wasn't just Tchaikovsky's Fifth from the sounds of it. You know what I mean? Come on.
We got a picture of this, bro?
No, but there's some quotes. One witness seated near the woman said something along the lines of, she's like, I saw the girl after it had happened, and I assumed that she had an orgasm because she was heavily breathing and her partner was smiling at her. Okay.
With his hand down her pants?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
So that, Wes nailed it.
I don't know. Maybe she was getting fingered. I don't know.
It must have been. No way, though. No way the orchestra brought her to climax.
It moved her.
Come on.
And then taking it to the internet.
Something else moved her, you know. It was, I mean, she was moved.
The guy's two fingers.
The guy's hairy hand,
Yeah. others took to the internet and said, like Jocelyn Silver said, friends who went to the LA Philharmonic last night are reporting that in the middle of the show, some lady had a screaming orgasm to the point where the whole orchestra stopped playing. Some people really know how to live. And then Magnus Fine said, I went to see the LA Philharmonica play Thomas Adès and Tchaikovsky's Fifth last night. A woman in the audience had loud and full body orgasm during the fifth. Second movement was her second movement too. Band politely carried on. Props to the LA Phil for their bringing it on, stuff like that.
So this is cool. So
yeah,
I have to assume that her date was fingering her, bringing her to pleasure.
Yeah. They had the best date ever.
Obviously. Yeah, they obviously had planned. They're
what if
both
he had one of those? What if he had one of those buttons where he's?
He may have, yeah. But they're both obviously lovers of Tchaikovsky.
Yeah.
And this was probably her wish. I want to come during a live performance of Tchaikovsky's Fifth, and you're gonna make it happen for me. And they just went and did it. They just got it
He's
done.
Buzzing her.
Yeah,
I got the app last week.
Vibrating panties or whatever.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. The guy can just turn his lady on by turning on NPR radio. Hit her with some Bach, then hit her with some cock. Right? Chopin, more like Chopin for wedding rings. If you play Nocturne in C sharp, am I right? Classical music buffs. Come on. Yeah, but I guess it's not uncommon, and I should start getting into live classical performances and go into them, because if you get a chance, check out Andre Rieu featuring George Zamfir's live performance of The Lonely Shepherd. It's like 7 minutes of cutting to women in the audience having intense orgasms, and it's a fantastic song. I'll play you some now with no sound because of copyright. Check this shit out. You'll see just all the cuts to women having pretty much orgasms in the crowd. It's awesome.
I hear music.
Oh, shit.
Do you want to play the music? We can.
Oh, no. I'll have to remove that. Hang on. I got to get the other one. Keep talking. I'll get the one without
the
music.
thing down.
No, that's the whole. That's the 7 minute one, though. I don't want to play that one. There's a shorter one. Or would it be maybe this one? You don't want to see that whole thing, I don't think.
This is a 7 minute orchestra performance.
31. This one's shorter. Let's try this.
Some Bach and some cock.
Yeah.
Carl Croft says. Nice.
Let's try this one. This one might be shorter. It should be no sound. Nope. That's sound too, isn't it? Which one is it? Let me see if I have it on my. You guys keep talking.
I'm gonna look up classical composer names so I can make a joke.
Yeah, I mean, classical music. Mozart, Wolfgang Amadeus, Mozart. Wasn't he deaf?
Beethoven.
Mozart?
One of them was.
Brahms. Wagner.
I feel like you would be even better at music if you maybe.
There's a guy named Claude
Vibrations,
Debussy.
right?
Debussy. Yeah.
Ooh, Debussy.
The vibrations, yeah.
Let's see if
Yeah, the vibrations. Like if you were so in tune to the vibrations, like because sound is all like, wouldn't you be able to get it like right on? You know.
This one
Beethoven
is
was
That's what they
deaf.
do in
Thank you, Stephen C.
That's what they do in
It was
Howard Stern's
Beethoven.
private parts.
Here it is. So look at this guy. So he's playing the flute. Look at this. There's an orgasm. Look at this. Look at this.
She's
It's
gonna come.
just.
Is that Melania?
It's
Yeah,
just.
was that-
yeah. Oh my God. Look at this.
Oh
Just
wow, she is.
look at the guy. Even the guy is like comment. Oh yeah. She's like, yes. It's so
Her
romantic.
husband.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh my God. It's like cut. It's just everyone in the audience, is look at you are getting laid if you take your lady to see an orchestra.
I will say though, like
She's
on
crying.
average though, it looks like this group, the group of attendees at this concert has maybe less vigorous sex than say a different concert.
They save it all for the court. They leave it all in the court of the orchestra. Look, there's not a dry seat in the house. Like she look at this one. She is really into it. She'll pay $10,000 to go see this guy play the flute.
What is he playing? He's playing. That's not. What is that called?
Oh, he's playing some sort of flute thing.
It's like
incredible.
it's some kind of flute.
Look
It's
at
like
this guy.
Well, he's
Look at
so
that
pleased
guy.
with his.
He's
flute
coming.
That guy's
flautist
older than
is
the
amazing.
1600s.
Yeah. And you'll see at the end here, like I didn't want to play the song, but you'll see at the end he's going to get his just rewards with a loud applause that I do play after a couple more orgasms. She's nodding off having a violent orgasm.
She went to sleep after her orgasm.
Oh yeah, tired her out. She had a few. They cut to her a few times in this thing. But I would check it out because you're gonna like the song, fellas, and you're gonna like what you see in the crowd, and you might go splurge for an orchestra and get laid. Look at this. Everyone on their feet. We're gonna need a mop. Everyone's up.
incredible.
It's incredible. So,
You kind of have to clap, though, you know?
well,
Right, when everybody else
if he gives
is
your
like
girl an orgasm,
yeah. You got to stand up and clap. If you're not you're the only one sitting down there and that, what are you, like a weirdo, you know? You didn't get moved.
I don't know. But I mean,
I mean,
women,
like,
those women are
I've
getting
seen-
pregnant tonight. I mean, like those women are getting pregnant tonight.
I've seen chicks at other concerts be just as horny, and
As
to
that?
me, some other concert crowds might give you a better shag than
Yeah, like a White Snake concert, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. What it's like.
Well,
heavy metal,
a White
or,
Snake concert
or even
back in the
rap
day. but
concert. Or
now they're going to be
anything,
like 56.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything that's, you know what I mean, like classical. Yes, I agree, Mark. Classical might.
I don't know. I'm starting to get a vibe. So also when doing this story, I mean, I really learned a lot doing the story. I listened to some of the greatest classical songs of all time on YouTube, which luckily are now public domain. So I will be able to play you some in a few seconds because all the composers have been dead for more than 70 years. Unlike that flute playing Rio and Zamfir, the guitarist or the violinist there.
It was the pan flute.
The pan flute. And while doing the research, I discovered something groundbreaking to me, at least. And I don't know how many other people are aware of this, but it's certainly a thing. Pretty much every single classical song has multiple buildups, which are essentially the music version of an orgasm, leading to one final big orgasm at the end of the
Crescendo.
song. So the whole time you're just you have like orgasm brain while listening to it. So I assembled some of my favorite classical orgasms, and I'd like to play them for you to end the coffee. This is what I call classical orgasms.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Here we go.
Fantastic.
Eric, how do I make the screen different?
Fantastic.
Heard this on Home Alone.
This guy. This is an orgasm.
He's still stroking. No, right? I mean,
Listen to him. He's having an orgasm. That was an orgasm. Just screaming out hallelujah.
rejoicing.
It's an orgasm.
This is like
This is a long one. This is a long one. Yeah, this is a long one.
they're working something out.
You gotta be in shape for this
You
one.
can fuck this.
In the Hall of the Metal King, baby.
And then I'm past that.
Need a water. Oh, rope. Rope. Rope.
Finger point.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh fuck. Oh.
How'd that get in there? But yeah, let's think about it. Classical music and orgasms. How do we get back to the normal screen?
They do climax, don't they?
You're there.
Yep, they do.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's called the crescendo. There's a technical name for it.
Yeah, it's a crescendo, all right. I like the crescendo. And listen, if you thought the orgasms you heard in the last story were impressive, that's child's play to what you will hear from the women in your neighborhood when they get a glimpse of your perfect lawn that was treated by our sponsor Sunday.
Oh,
Right?
Crescendo all over that lawn.
It's going to be a crescendo. If that guy can take care of a lawn like...
Your lawn just basically becomes a big crescendo pad, a big crescendo like slip and slide.
Yeah, it's like it's a symphony. You know what they're thinking when they walk by? They're like, if a guy can take care of a lawn like that, imagine what he'll do to my,
My bush.
My lawn,
Right.
yeah. I mean, landing strip, whatever she's working
Whatever.
with.
Yeah.
You would be amazed at how much greener my lawn is right now than any of my neighbors.
Yeah.
because
My green.
Sunday.
My Jennies are smaller than that lawn. Anyways, if you're like me, you love spring, but you may not love figuring out how to take care of your yard. Does anyone else just stand there in the store wondering where to start? Like, I'll follow around this guy. I'll Google what to do while I'm already there and stuff.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just get a key made.
Yeah, maybe I'll turn around.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's where Sunday Lawn Care comes in. It's time to reclaim your weekend. Sunday Lawn Care can take one thing off your to-do list. Instead of spending time working on your yard, with Sunday, you can spend time enjoying it. Sunday's everything you need to get the lawn you've dreamed of this spring. Go to getsunday.com/hardfactor and enter your address to get a customized plan created just for your lawn. It's that easy. No trips to the store or hauling heavy bags since they ship straight to your home. You just need a hose to apply. Sunday, you can fertilize your whole lawn in less time than it takes to watch an episode of your favorite TV show or Hard Factor show, which might be your favorite TV show if you put it on your TV. And they only use ingredients you can feel good about. No harsh chemicals, no long waiting periods or trying to keep your kids and pets off the lawn. Simply apply, let it dry, and you're back to enjoying your yard. Sunday's easy and affordable. Some lawn care services cost more than $1,500 a year, but Sunday's full season plans start at just $109. And I have to one more time apologize to Wes because it says here for a limited time, Sunday's offering our listeners 50% off your first box.
Yeah, I told you. I mean, I do lie a lot, but I wasn't lying about that.
Too good to be true.
I almost sent an email, but I was like, hey, if they're gonna do it, they have to honor it. So you can get started today for as little as $55 when you go to getsunday.com/hardfactor at checkout. That's 50% off your first box at getsunday.com/hardfactor.
Nice.
Get it. Really, I've never had greener grass, never had a healthier lawn, and I've been using Sunday. This is my second growing season using them. But dirt to full grass, amazing. Just seeds, everything. Weed control, they got it all. All right. Let's move on. And I promised at the top of the show, I have alien technology on Earth. And it really looks like we really might have it. So you may have noticed that I've been giving more government-related space and UFO news recently. And that's for a good reason, because the government is finally revealing some of its secrets around UFOs, or at least that's the way it seems like. That's what's coming out of these investigations that are going on. And today we've got even more evidence straight from the government that alien technology and UFOs may indeed be real, and we might have them in our possession now. So not only the video I showed last week of the orb that the military showed that was caught on Reaper drone recently to Congress, but now lawyer Daniel Sheehan has told the Daily Mail that at least 6 whistleblowers he knows of, some of whom he represents, have come forward to senior members of Congress about Roswell-style UFO crash retrieval and reverse engineering programs that they are aware of and have worked on within the United States of America. So these are like senior people in the government coming forward saying they found these UFO reverse engineering programs. And this is all thanks to new laws passed last year, creating whistleblower protections for anybody who has worked on government UFO projects, and a requirement for the Pentagon to brief the Senate on any UFO related initiatives they are doing. And here's something you won't hear me say often: nice work, Congress. It seems like, maybe they didn't need the biggest budget of all time to go along with everything, but this is a very nice part of that.
They didn't have to have beers with them afterwards, but
right. But at least you got this in. And weirdly, what's also making all this information come to light is an investigation in the origins of Havana syndrome. You guys remember that? It's like something that a bunch of
the microwave
people got.
Microwave.
Right. It's like a sickness that they couldn't explain where it came from. So an investigation into the origins of Havana syndrome by Nobel Prize nominee Dr. Gary Nolan. It was commissioned by the CIA. And apparently, many of the victims suffering with Havana syndrome had previously worked in U.S. government facilities that are focused on reverse engineering crashed alien technology. And it could be U.S. government or also U.S. government contractor facilities. So as all this news was breaking last Friday, CIA Director William Burns, he's the Epstein meeting guy we talked about yesterday, Director of National Intelligence Avril Haines, National Security Agency Director General Paul Nakasone and several other members of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence flew to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. And that's an Air Force base with a deep historic and rumored links to UFOs. And they went there for an extremely unusually placed meeting on topics reportedly including Chinese spy balloons, which is another one they're tracking, the war in Ukraine, and recent leaks of classified documents by National Guard Airman Jack Teixeira, a.k.a. Thug Shanker Central. But also, maybe they went to the base famous for UFOs to talk a little UFOs with all this UFO news breaking. Who knows? Wisconsin Representative, a Republican, Mike Gallagher, claims that in the Wilson Davis notes, which is like these are notes that were published from an estate, that the DoD has been covering up UFO reverse engineering programs for years by having them run by giant aerospace defense contracting firms who won't disclose any details to the public or to other government officials who are looking for the details. It's called the Wilson Davis notes because government physicist Eric Davis took them on a call with then Deputy Director of Defense Vice Admiral Thomas Wilson in 2002. And so what was on these notes was Wilson was venting to Davis because even as the Deputy Director of Defense, the contractors, in this case, people presume it's Lockheed Martin, would not give him any information on the UFO reverse engineering programs he discovered while auditing his department's budgets. And he found a bunch, billions of missing dollars. And he's like, where'd this go? And it turns out it was for UFO reverse engineering. Wilson claims the discovery nearly got him fired. What's that?
I mean, I would put a lot of money into UFO reverse engineering too.
Right. It makes sense. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It actually all makes sense.
If they got to us, let's work on that tech, right?
Right. It makes sense in the end. We'll talk about DoD audits in a second. And the notes were leaked out of astronaut Ed Mitchell's estate in 2019, but neither Wilson or Davis has been able to speak publicly yet, since they would certainly get shit canned from their government jobs if they came out and said, these notes are real.
Or killed.
Right. One of the two. But Christopher Mellon, a former senior defense intelligence official, says, quote, in 2019, when I brought astrophysicist Dr. Eric Davis to Capitol Hill to meet with staff from the Senate Intelligence and Armed Services Committees, Dr. Davis, author of the famous Wilson Davis memo, provided specific information lending credence to sensational reports that an official U.S. government program is actively seeking to exploit recovered technology that was fashioned by some other species or perhaps advanced AI machines. So the aliens could technically be AI.
Yeah.
And
that's what I've been saying. I thought that either aliens were AI, or we're gonna reach aliens because of AI. You know what I mean? Like AI is definitely linked to aliens for sure.
I mean, Mark, is it any coincidence that since the first crash we know about in Roswell in 1947, that the technology curve has exploded and now it's resulting in AIs being ubiquitous?
It's a little too coincidental. I don't believe. You know what? I don't believe in coincidence as well. So.
It's insane to think about, but it seems like this stuff is very real. With high-ranking government officials testifying under oath to Congress that it is indeed real, that the U.S. and potentially many other nations all over the globe have been actively trying to reverse engineer recovered non-Earth technology for decades. And many are wondering, Mark, like Mark said earlier, if all these programs may be why the Pentagon cannot pass an audit, and claims that they never will be able to because of the billions of dollars that are going to programs they claim publicly don't exist.
Well, if you think about it, if alien technology landed on Earth, crashed on Earth, whatever, ever got to Earth, Roswell or otherwise, wouldn't you spend a lot of money trying to reverse engineer it? Like, why? That would be stupid not to.
Right.
I mean, they might have already done it. That might be kind of some of the stuff that we.
That's what Will's saying. AI has been, we've been doing it.
No, but I'm saying the government may have already completed it, and that's some of this, like these UFOs that have been sighted are just government.
Yeah, sure. It's them testing it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
It's very interesting. Jack thinks it's SAIC. That's the contractor. Well, I've seen Lockheed and what I was looking at. And then
my mom used to work for Lockheed, and my dad used to work for SAIC.
Mark, you got to get him to come clean about the aliens, about the ships. And then Tiller says, this is what I've been thinking. He said, what's more likely, aliens or just us time traveling? And I agree. What if the AI just seeded humans, but it's human AI.
Yeah, why would you want to come back here if you know?
It's very possible. You never know. We don't know so many things. But these people are going under oath and telling Congress that that they've seen programs where we've recovered non-Earth technology and are trying to reverse engineer it to make it, into current human technology. So, and also billions of dollars missing from the Pentagon budget. It just adds up.
Again, if there's alien technology, I would expect every government to be spending a lot of money trying to duplicate it, research it, whatever. I'm not even mad about it.
No.
What if all
no,
this
but it
is
would
just a
explain a
money
lot. It would explain a lot.
Yeah.
What if all this is just a money laundering scheme by the elite to just, for these fake alien programs?
It's one or the other, right?
It's
It's
filtering
one or the other,
this
Wes.
money right into their pockets.
Yeah, but do they really need to get this elaborate? They can just print the money.
They do need to get that elaborate, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
Damn.
Where's the? But we don't even know about these programs. So how does that logic make sense if they have these secret programs we don't know about, but that's their money laundering?
And
Like,
to
We
Wes's
just don't know where
point,
it's
though,
going.
and to Wes's
we didn't know
point,
they
though,
existed.
on the audited money, Jack Severt adds another good point. It's not billions, it's trillions. It's been reported missing since 2010. So
Yeah, it's got to go somewhere.
great money laundering scheme if it is one.
But they're not reporting it,
But it's
Well,
missing.
right, but it's for aliens.
right?
Yeah.
But now, but we're okay.
The alien
for
thing must be
aliens.
up front.
But
It's
Wes, your
for
logic doesn't make sense
aliens.
because they're not reporting it, so they don't even need to say it's for aliens.
Yeah, but now if they make us believe the aliens
Yeah.
are real, they can really turn up the
Yeah.
volume.
Now they can tell us
on
where
this.
they've been
Now
laundering the
the-
money
yes.
to
Yeah,
these
now the
these
scam.
programs they didn't tell us about.
The scam can
Got it.
really get up.
It's an extra layer of deception.
I guess. Yeah.
Well, no. Once
Just-
it's not a
just a thought.
scam anymore, now you can pump for like the public.
Right.
You can be like, hey,
Yeah.
public,
Now
we
you
need more
can
money.
just do
for
it right
this.
out in the open. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like NASA does.
Damn.
Well, yeah, NASA's a scam. NASA's about to kill 5 astronauts. Can't wait for that to happen. You're like,
I mean, look, it's just
Idiots.
interesting stuff to think about. All right. What if the AI mothership is just waiting up there?
Mark, it's
and
just
like
this. They've been doing
watching
this
us.
behind our backs the whole time. Now they just have to say it's for aliens to
they have to
cover
give
it
us
up.
a little bit.
Yeah,
They have to
they've
give us
got- yeah,
something.
exactly.
There's too much money missing.
Right. Yeah.
Also,
we've got to talk about reverse engineering alien technology because that's obviously expensive.
Brilliant. Yeah, out there at their islands,
Yeah.
coming up
Yeah.
with that idea.
Yeah.
No, Wes is
All
right.
those 16-year-old.
I think it's
virgins.
either Wes's theory or it's the AI mothership is just waiting in the clouds. By the way, I asked producer Eric to make an AI generated picture of an AI
Oh, that's
alien
scary.
mothership
That's
waiting
scary.
to take over the globe, and it made so many good ones so fast. I mean, it's like it's almost thinking about it all
Oh,
the time.
I can do that.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
oh, yes, immediately.
Mhm.
So many.
The one over the
ideas.
lake, over the ocean with the cruise ship is terrifying.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's not a friendly alien group.
Well, the AI had that one up its sleeve right away. It knew it had a few designs.
All right,
Sweet.
good.
Well,
Things are going good.
AI and aliens.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean,
See?
we'll keep up
See?
to date.
This
to
is why I
find
did
out more.
15 minutes on a woman coming at a concert, guys.
This isn't bad
that was-
news. How's this bad news?
Scary news.
I mean, it could be good news
Yeah.
if we get it first, and then we can just dominate the rest of the world. Which we already do.
I mean, it
Classical-
sounds like we've
classic-
had it first.
Classical music, baby.
There you go. Wasn't that kind of like a thing in Independence Day where they had that alien spaceship and they were like trying to reverse engineer how it worked and stuff for like from Roswell the whole time?
Yep.
Yeah.
They nailed it.
Yeah, they got it.
And
Will
Independence Day nailed it.
Smith. Yeah.
Well, it's been a big
Um,
theory out there forever. I mean, if you go back to the
ever since
history of-
Roswell. Yeah.
It makes
exactly,
total
ever since
sense.
the crash.
Yeah.
Something came from another fucking planet
Right.
and landed here. You want to be able to try to duplicate that tech. Yeah.
Right. We probably don't have the element that is needed. It's probably
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's
exists
kind
on
of
another
cool.
planet.
Like, right? That's what that dude Bob Lazar says. To me, it's just cool news. Like, if we really have this shit,
No,
and
no,
this is the reason
I-
why
I
we have
agree.
all this stuff, like that's
I
kind of
agree.
fucking cool.
I agree it makes sense, and I would want the government or whoever to spend money on trying to duplicate alien tech, but it leads to conversations like Wes's point. Like, what if they're just all black? What if
Well,
they're all- like, it's just not,
two
we don't really
possibilities.
know. We don't really know.
possibilities.
And then all these weird things get brought up all the time.
Two
And
possibilities could be a money laundering scheme by the lizard people, which is
Yeah.
absolutely a good
That's
point, Wes.
terrifying, yeah.
Also, it could be the AI tricking us into hurtling into an AI apocalypse, and then they take over and the mothership lands.
Right,
and
like those are
humans
both
just like
bad
battery
scenarios.
cells. But it's also possible that there's many other things that happen.
Right.
So
It's also possible that we create the tech and then it sends a beacon to the other planet and they're like, let's go get them. Or
Right.
maybe we just create the tech and nothing bad happens.
there you go.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Get a better microwave,
Yeah.
faster microwave.
Dude,
Wouldn't that be
I could
something?
use that.
That would be something.
Yeah.
Actually, that's just the air fryer.
We all get Havana syndrome.
Yeah, but like a 2-second
Air
air
fryer is
fryer.
the way
Think
to
about
go.
that. Whew.
Yeah.
Chicken
What if it
wings
made
and
it-
chicken wings in 30 seconds. How about
What
that?
if
The air fryer.
Brought
Now,
flavors that didn't exist with other microwaves.
right.
Yeah.
People are saying AI is proof of the alien tech existing. I think the air fryer is a better example because that thing is revolutionized your kitchen.
I don't think AI is alien tech at all. I think that it's advanced tech, but never mind. I'm over it.
All right.
For
Let's
today,
talk
my
about
brain hurts.
tits and ass, huh?
Yeah.
Guys, according to a quick Google search, the town of Monopoli. Mark, you have any relatives there? It's in Italy. Monopoli.
I don't know.
Which portion of Italy is it in? Which region?
Southern Italy, by the Adriatic Sea.
Probably
It's a
not then.
fishing village on the Adriatic Sea.
You can't tell by this fair complexion. I'm not a Southern Italian.
Until a few days ago, this town was best known for two structures. The Baroque Monopoli Cathedral, which is this thing here, beautiful cathedral. Look at that. Look at that giant bell tower. It rings probably every hour, a lot
That
on
is beautiful.
Sunday. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Italy's
beautiful. Here,
just a gorgeous.
here's a view from the ocean, the sea. There's the tower in the back. It's also known for a castle that was built by Charles V, who was the Holy Roman Emperor from 1519 to 1556. The castle, there it is. Kind of boring.
Yeah.
No thanks on a day trip to Monopoli if I'm in Italy so far. You know what I
Charles
mean?
V could have shot a little bit higher than that for a castle.
Right. I mean, it was.
So you're saying no?
1500s,
You're
but-
saying no to this, Wes? Because it looks
I mean,
a little
this-
dreary.
This isn't a tour. This isn't a tourist must for me. You know what I mean?
No.
And
It's a
the town
quaint,
count-
rustic town. Yeah.
right. I'm sure you get some great seafood, but I'm
That's
probably
a drive through Southern Italian town.
yeah. Stop for an appetizer.
Yeah.
Anyway, no thanks. And the town council and Mayor Anesi Angelo knew that. Here's Anesi, Mr. Angelo, Mayor Angelo. Well, he looks like a man's man, a real Italian, doesn't he? And they needed to spice things up. So
Think he touches women?
I think he probably does. Yeah. Mayor Angelo
Italian.
said we need to attract some fresh tourism to this town. So he and the council commissioned the Luigi Rosso Art School in Monopoli to come up with some designs for several structures around town, including a sea-themed one. And upon hearing that, one brilliant art student stood up and he said, "Listen closely, morons. This is the only opportunity that many of us are ever going to have to create a giant mermaid statue with a fat ass and enormous tits. It's
Well, now we're
sea-themed.
talking.
It's sea-themed. We all know that, and we all know that Mariangelo is going to fucking love it. So
Yeah.
we're going to get it done or what?" And
Hey, show
they
Angelo
got
this
it done.
design.
Yeah, they got
Show
it
it to
done.
him.
That's exactly what they did. They showed Angelo the design, and he said, and he wept. He wept, and he said,
Mamma
"I'm gonna
mia."
put it. I'm gonna put it in the middle of town. How
For a
fast can we get it
town!
up?"
For a town!
Yeah, for a town. I love
For
it.
a town!
I love it. I put it in the middle. And yeah, so they got it done, and this is what they came up with: this giant fucking mermaid statue. There it is from the back.
Whoa.
Look at the ass on this thing.
Look at the cake.
Nice.
Look at the ass on this thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, put it
Is
in the
that-
middle
is
of the
that
town
solid
square,
stone? I mean, look at that thing. It is just.
and then look at the
Powerful.
front. Holy moly! Look
I
at
mean,
this thing.
the mermaid
Full
skin
boobs.
on her rear end is very taut because
Are you kidding me?
that you
Look
can
at that.
see the buttocks.
Are those no nips there, Wes? What's the deal with the nip situation on the?
Listen, I think I do see. I mean,
Covered
I
in
see
sand.
some nips, but
They're covered in
Okay.
sand or something.
What they
there's
did is they aged it, so it looks like it's been there forever, just being pounded by the Adriatic salt.
Either that or Mayor Angelo's just been rubbing his hands across it
Right.
nonstop
Yeah.
since it got put in.
Yeah, the villagers
Yeah,
are coming on. it.
Yeah, just
That's a
rubbing
good
it.
likelihood.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if this thing was put in San Francisco? It'd look like a bunch of pigeons just roosted there for years.
Homeless guys would be
Homeless
making
people
love
would
to
be-
that statue.
Oh, you could.
Sleeping in the buttocks.
It would be disgusting.
Actually, I think the chick in Iowa is even hotter than her. I'll be honest with you.
Which chicken Iowa?
The Iowa Capitol chick. Oh, I gotta get it.
Oh
You got
yeah, the one we saw. Yes.
Oh yeah, you
Yes.
guys saw a statue of a booby
Yeah,
lady.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, that was different stone. That was a little smoother. This I think is supposed to look worn, like she kind of
Oh
looks like.
yeah. No, I get it's a different look.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're in a pinch, you could jerk off to this thing. Honestly, I bet that if it was in San Francisco, homeless people would be betting each other if they could like cigarettes if they could come on our tits. And I think it's about the right height where you stand on her tail, and then you're just in the zone. You know what I mean?
It looks pretty tall. You might have to jump or really shoot it upwards.
Yeah.
That
You
could be
could
about-
stand on her hand. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, if you can get to her hand, or you could stand on her. You could probably stand on her boobs and shoot down.
Right. Yeah, you could do that.
Hold
Stand
her
on
around the
head.
neck. Yeah.
You stand a lot of places.
Oh yeah. I
Um,
mean, they're gonna Italian dudes will figure out how to ejaculate onto the statue.
Not a
I was
problem.
thinking if I was like a billionaire, and I was like bored, I would have like the ultimate scavenger hunt, and one of them would be you have to come on the mermaid's tits in Monopoly,
That opens up like a next clue.
Yeah.
That's how you get your next clue.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Send me a picture. Yeah.
Semi-proof. Yeah. No, this chick.
If I'm reading this last clue correctly,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to come on this mermaid's tits. Yeah.
Right.
Now
Mhm.
we've seen the mermaid, but the Civil War memorial.
She was
Iowa?
horny. But
She
she's
was
horny.
She's holding.
Oh
that
yeah,
shit.
dude, she's rubbing them. It's incredible.
Whoa.
It's the best
It was.
statue of all time.
What's her background? What's her story?
It's the Civil
She's an
War
Iowan.
memorial in Iowa, and
She's an
just a hot
Iowan.
chick.
That's her story.
Yeah,
It was a
They're
long
like-
war. My husband was gone for a long
they're
time.
like these boys need some love after
Yeah.
a bloody war like that. Isn't that
It
nice?
was lonely at the homestead.
I forget what her name is. She had a name.
Oh, she's. I mean, the best. Just
Yeah.
the best. Her
Nancy
name is
Nips.
the best.
The best, yeah. Her name's the best. Now, of course, when you create a giant mermaid with perfect tits and an ass for days, and you put it in the middle of town square, you're gonna get some haters, right? Many haters say the statue is too provocative, partly because it's near a children's playground. Also, one jealous actress, Tiziana Shiravelli, wrote on Facebook that a friend had, quote, rightly expressed some perplexity about this monument. Quote, I think it looks like a mermaid with 2 silicone breasts and above all, a huge arse never seen before in a mermaid, at least
Right,
not
that's
any
what I was
I know.
saying. Usually it covers. Usually the scales cover the butt, so these are the scales wear out right before the
Yeah.
butt. It
Well,
looks
listen,
like, which
listen.
is fine by me. Hey,
Listen.
that's how my mermaids would be if I.
Yeah.
If they're,
Mermaids are
have
fake.
mermaids.
You
Yeah.
can interpret them any way you want to. They're not real, dummy.
Let's
So,
make a movement to get the mermaid's buttocks shown a little bit
Yeah,
more. Yeah,
I agree. We can make them
Yeah.
however we want to because they're not
That's right.
real.
And
So-
Steven brings up a good point. I was thinking the same thing. She has a name that you don't really trust, right? Because it's Tiz and then something at the end of it. So she's an idiot.
Yeah,
She's an
that's
idiot.
True.
Yeah.
She's a jerk, is what she is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the art school teacher Adolfo Marciano, he defended his students, saying, "quote It's a tribute to the great majority of women who are curvy." Marciano
yeah.
said that he didn't want to
Love
cast
some
judgment
babes.
on the students' inspiration, but that he viewed the work as a representation of reality in the case of the female body. He said, quote, you see adverts on television with models who are very thin, but the mermaid is like a tribute to the great majority of women who are curvy, especially in our country. It would have been very bad if we had represented a woman who was extremely skinny.
Amen.
And amen. Yeah. Amen, Marciano. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
how can you think of mermaid with a flat, skinny ass? All the swimming that they do. I mean, have you
Oh,
ever seen
they're-
like a competitive swimmer's ass?
That butt's gonna be
Yeah, it's gonna be nice and taut and
Yeah.
juicy,
Oh, yeah.
right?
You know what they
and she's
say?
eating fish all the time.
Right.
The thicker the mermaid,
Yeah.
the sicker the mermaid sex.
That's
That's
faster
right.
she swims. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
The wetter the tail,
Mhm.
it never fails.
The better the tail.
Yeah.
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 That's exactly what they say.
That's right.
The
So-
more she flaps, you get the clap.
There you go.
Right. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The bigger the tail, the deeper she dives. You know.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's
That's
the one.
it.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
one.
the
That's
thing.
it.
Yeah, they said that these students deserve to be praised instead of
Oh,
criticized.
yeah.
And the students also created a statue dedicated to the victims of workplace accidents, which will be unveiled Monday. But nobody cares about that one because this mermaid's tits are just too huge and the ass is just too.
I love it,
huge.
man. I love it. They
Yeah.
need to do more of this. More naked
Yeah.
lady statues, please.
I agree.
It just brings
Amazing.
a good feeling to everybody in the whole town.
If you were
It does.
eating out a mermaid, you could do a classic dad joke, and then absolutely get mad at you. You'd be like, you could be eating her out and be like, something smells fishy, and then you know probably
That'll
kicked
get
out,
you a
but-
tail slap.
Yeah, that'll get you tail slap.
Kicked out of the water.
Yeah.
But yeah, time for the wheel.
Let's do it.
Everyone's on tomorrow.
Mermaids aren't supposed to have butts.
Here we go.
Yeah, those people.
Idiot.
Ooh,
Wheel punishes those who are not on.
gonna be bad.
It always goes. If you weren't on yesterday, the wheel's getting you.
There it is. And that's going to do it for today. Thank you for tuning in. If you tuned in live, we appreciate all the comments, all the information that you give us, most of you. And if you're a listener, make sure that you pass along the word because that's what really helps grow this podcast. We're almost at 100,000 on IG. So tell people to go follow there as well. Like our stuff.
Yeah,
Our
do
videos are
that.
crushing. And it's a great way
Remember,
to
you can
introduce
get the
people to
hope.
the pod.
You can get the bleach mustache if that
Yes.
is up there high
That's
enough.
right.
Get us
That's
to
right.
100K. We're so close.
Yeah. It's a great way to ease people into the show. If you don't want to, some people aren't ready to dive into a full episode. Send them to our Instagram page. They get a little taste. It's a little sampling menu of what we deliver here at the Hard Factor restaurant.
That's right.
and,
And then they take that 1 minute clip and
Right.
then the people that don't listen to the show they point out the things that we should have said that we probably did in the full show.
That's fine.
That's
That's
right.
fine.
That's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine.
And then when they say that, and then when they say it to you, they say, "Hey, these guys are idiots. They don't tell you
Yeah.
the real story. They make a joke, and
Right.
it's just funny."
like
It's not
that was
real news.
that was the exact end of the conversation at the end of that 1 minute Instagram clip. We just stopped talking about that
And
topic
then
altogether.
but then you
Yep.
say this. Then you
Right.
say this. Hey, you know what? I know you don't listen to podcasts, but just follow, subscribe on iTunes and on Spotify, and then unsubscribe and then resubscribe. And then maybe sometimes you could listen and you could hear the whole story, and you would know that they'll tell you
That's right.
what happened.
After you're done fucking yourself, check out the podcast, right?
Right,
sometimes
but
they
then
even say it,
but
and they don't hear it.
It's people helping
It's
people.
crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the show. We love you. And most importantly, have a great fucking